So first of all, good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, yeah. So how are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Yeah, I'm also well. Can't complain. Everything is going well. Yes. So even though I know about you, well, so would you
Hmm.
like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Sunil. I'm from Delhi. Talking about my education, I'm a graduate. If I talk about my profession, I have been an English trainer for some time. Talking about my hobby, I usually spend my time with music. That's it.
Okay. Thank you for introducing yourself. Even though I know about you before that, yeah, because I'm your subscriber.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I have some question I'm asking to you regarding this language.
Yeah, sure. You can ask me anything. Just feel free to ask anything.
Okay. So first of all, even I'm also a learner. I'm facing bunch of problems regarding this language, regarding grammar, regarding vocabulary, regarding pronunciation, and sometimes I get stuck. It's a normal, you know about it. Yeah, I'm facing bunch of problems. But my main problem is that grammar. How can I just to solve this problem? I know basic grammar. How can I
So,
just
Ruby,
solve this?
mhm. So it completely depends that what kind of level you want. If you want to interact with the people of your same level, then whatever knowledge you have, that is sufficient. But if you want to level your if you want to if you want to upskill your level, then that point of time you have to work on new sentence structures, and you can be the master in grammar. After practice, you have to practice, and then you can be proficient in that. At first you might not like it, it might unsettle you, and you would not see any changes in you. But after some time, you will become an ace speaker. You will be very comfortable, because whenever we try something out of our comfort, that point of time we are not very comfortable with that particular thing. Once you spend 15 days, once you spend a month, then you start liking it. You start doing the same thing on a daily basis. That's how you can learn it. That's how you can surmount this problem.
Okay. I mean, I have to indulge myself in order to, I mean, grammar, this thing. And I can
Hmm.
learn this language in a better way.
Okay, I can also tell you one more way to practice it. Imagine this: if you learn a chapter, that chapter is based on present simple tense. After learning all the basic rules, now your job is to practice it very much. The more you practice, the more you are going to remember it, or the longer you are going to remember it. This is one thing. Second goes for the second chapter. If you after learning present simple tense, if you learn present continuous, the same you have to do with present continuous. Means you learn that chapter one day, and you have to practice the same chapter at least for a week, at least for 15 days. After 15 days you can be so confident. After 15
Okay.
days you will realize, okay, now I don't need to practice that particular chapter at least for 6 months. So you have to practice rules in a way where you do not go by rules, you will go by practice.
Okay. I should practice.
Practice is the key, I would say.
Okay, so the more I can practice, so I can learn this language in a very well manner.
Right.
Okay. So you have been teaching this language maybe 10 plus years. So which kind of problem do you see? I mean, learners, especially learners, you have a bunch
Well,
of knowledge regarding this. Hmm.
whatever little I know is that people usually face a problem in present simple tense. Sometimes it's not easy to use present simple tense.
Yeah.
Second, Yes. And the second thing is whenever they use past simple tense, then they
And
usually
pop.
make a mistake.
Hmm.
They are not able to recall all the verb forms. Whenever they want to use second form, they accidentally end up using first form of the verb. This is this is something very common that I usually see in my students, that whenever I tell them to talk about anything from the past, they end up using first form of the verb. This is one mistake that I have noticed very much.
Okay.
One more
Present
thing is
simple
that,
and
yes, this is the problem. Second thing is that what people usually do is they are not able to understand what linking verb is, what like subject complement. When it comes to subject complement, whenever we form sentences using subject complement, there we make sure we do not use any verbs like I am happy, I am sad, I am happy, I am at institute. This type of sentence. Whenever people use this type of sentence, they usually use verbs with them. Before this session, I was giving a class. There I made my students go for a debate. So there one of my students made a blunder, and the blunder was I'm not agree.
I agree.
I agree
This is the
or
right.
I don't agree. Rather than saying I'm not agree, you must use present simple. The negative format of it, I do not agree. Hmm.
Yeah.
Besides this, sometimes whenever use plural subjects, plural numbers, there people often make a mistake like people wants to know this. So that is incorrect. You should say people want to know.
People won't do. Okay.
Hmm. Sometimes people say this, every boys are happy. So after this determiner, you have to
Hmm.
use singular countable noun. Every boy, every
Okay.
person.
With every we have to use singular.
Countable nouns. Yes.
Okay.
So people often make a mistake in it. So these are the mistakes I usually encounter.
Even I also make this kind of mistakes.
No
Yeah,
problem. You
especially
will learn.
yeah,
Okay.
there for learning purpose. And every day I learn something new. When I interact with extraordinary people, I mean phenomenal tutor, phenomenal teacher, so I can learn. Yeah, bunch of
Hmm.
things. Hmm.
Yes, right.
So
Or
we
one
have
more
to
thing.
focus. Yeah,
One more
please.
thing, because I just it just crossed my mind
Hmm.
after using some like quantifiers like some, many. So what people do, they don't use plural nouns. They usually say many friend, many boy. They must have said, or they should say many boys, many friends, some books, some friends.
Okay,
So
plural forms.
yes, they should take care of this.
This small thing we forget most of the time.
Right, right.
But I mean for like a daily conversation, like if I'm talking to any person, so for daily conversation, which tenses are more important? Which one? Like present
Most hmm, mostly we use present simple tense.
most of the time.
Yes, if I talk about the beauty of present simple tense is we can use it mostly, we can use it for the future, we can use it in the past, and we can use it for the present. So this is the beauty of present simple tense.
No, oh, really? We can use this like present simple.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because it's really tricky part, especially grammar for me. I know about tool, but I don't know how to implement. This is my
This is
problem.
yes, this is the problem. The thing is, we have plenty of channels, we have plenty of sources. where we can learn lessons, where we can learn grammar lessons, whether it is YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. But when it comes to implementing the same thing, then we have a problem. We don't have anyone to correct us. If anyone is teaching you online, or if you learn grammar lessons from any videos, so there you only have ideas, okay, this can be used this way. But the moment you use your own examples, the moment you bring that particular thing into use, then you are very much confused. Okay, this person was saying it can be used like this, but when I try to use in my conversation, then I am usually bewildered how it is going to work. Then there is a problem. Then you usually need a mentor, or you really need a person who can help you, who can guide you. Okay, if you are using it, it is incorrect. If you are using it, it is correct.
Yeah, I mean feedback. I
Hmm.
realize feedback is
Hmm.
really, really important. Otherwise, I mean, a lot of people, they're making the same mistake multiple times. Yeah. Even I also make a lot of mistakes. But nowadays I'm trying to rectify my mistake. But
Hmm.
yeah, it is not possible for me. Rectify all mistake. But now I can rectify, I mean, bit and I mean, sort some
Small mistake.
mistakes. Yeah, small mistakes. Yeah.
Hmm. Yes. And Ruby, it usually takes time to learn this language. There are going to be various things. Every time it will take your breath away. Oh, I was not really aware of this fact. Okay, we cannot use it like this. Okay, this is the mistake. I have been using the same structure, but I never ever realized this was erroneous. So
What is the meaning of erroneous?
incorrect, erroneous.
Okay, incorrect. Okay.
Hmm. So after some time, you will realize, after spending a lot of time with this language, after getting the authentic, or after getting the good feedback, you will realize, okay, I need to work on it. Being a teacher of English, I feel I do not know anything. And this is the
I,
reality. Don't know much. Every time I learn so many things. Every time I feel, okay, oh, this is something I was not really mindful of. This is something I have just learned. So every time this language is so profound. Every time you are going to learn a lot. As I said, it completely depends on your need. It completely depends on your requirement. How much you want to learn, at what level you want to learn it, and so on.
yeah, I mean, need, yeah, I agree. Like, if what is your main motto? Why you want to learn this language? If we are clear, so maybe we can learn this language in a well manner. Otherwise, always we have I mean, confusion in our mind. Lot of confusion. Why I'm learning this language? What is the main motto? Because different people have a different motto. Lot of people, they are learning this language just because of job purpose. I mean, for teaching purpose, some other reason, and some people, they are learning this language just because of they are passionate.
Right.
When they speak this language, so they feel really happy, they feel content. Now I'm speaking this language. So yes, different reasons.
Yes, so true.
Hmm. Like earlier days, I made this mistake. It is happens. This is
Mm.
wrong. But yeah, now I can rectify this mistake. It happens.
It will come
Maybe this is
after some time. Yes, it will come.
yeah. When I watch my videos, then I now I can rectify. Here I have to use this word, that word.
Mm.
Yeah, twice and thrice. Okay. Yeah. And second one I can say like a vocabulary. How
Mm.
can we build vocabulary? It is also really, really challenging. We have a lot of passive vocabulary rather than active vocabulary. So we forget most of the time while communication. This is the big issue. I'm also
Mm.
facing maybe a lot of people, a lot of bunch of learners, they're facing the same problem regarding vocabulary. So how we can build a good vocabulary, rich vocabulary.
I want to tell you one thing.
Hmm.
Rome was not built in a day. It means it is going to take a lot of time you to understand that how you can memorize all the words or how you can use them in your conversation. It usually takes time and you have to have the patience of a saint. If you have enough patience, then whatever you are doing, certainly you are going to see some good result in that.
Okay.
When it
Hmm.
comes to vocabulary, I'm not going to to call like I'm not going to beat about the bushes. Hmm. When it comes to vocabulary, try to memorize a couple of words on a daily basis. And here it doesn't stop. Here the real hard work starts. After learning two new words, make sure you use them very much. You every time you think of those two words. If I tell you that recently I learned one word that is unsettle. Unsettle means to make someone nervous, upset, or angry.
Okay. Uncertain.
Right. Apart from this, every day I learn a lot. Apart from this, I learned one more word that is servile. Servile means a person who obeys his seniors in order to please them. I consider myself that I'm not servile. Means I cannot butter people for my own benefits. What I am,
Okay.
I am. Hmm. These are these are the words I have learned recently. So what I usually do, I make sure every time I use those words with me, whether it is the morning time, evening, or the afternoon time. Whenever I have spare time, I always think of these two words. That's how I'm able to use those words in my conversation. If I see
Okay.
someone there, if I talk about my colleagues, some of them are servile. I often say this, okay, she is servile, he is servile, but I'm not servile.
Okay.
Like this, I use,
Context. We have to use word in a context
yes, yes,
so
we
we
have
can
to.
learn.
And
Okay.
every word can be associated with a large number of people. You can associate that word with your friends, with your relatives, with your family members, or with anyone you know. So
Okay.
that's
Thank you.
how you can memorize. Otherwise, there are no shortcuts for it.
Yeah, because really frustrating part. How can I learn this language? Suppose I learn 4 to 5 words in a day, but I'm unable to use while communication. I forget. Yeah,
Hmm.
that is the problem. And a lot of people they are facing the same problem.
Hmm.
Memorize the whole word, and during conversation, I have no idea how to use this word. Yeah.
And before using Ruby, you must remember this, and it is for everyone.
Hmm.
For me, it is very easy. I know how frustrating it is for you people when it comes to novices. They usually face a lot of problems. Sometimes they give up. They feel, okay, this language is not my cup of tea. But before you try to use that word in your conversation, make sure you practice it enough. If you practice it 20 times, 25 times, then you will be able to use that word because it's not easy. And
Yeah. Yeah.
don't give up. Right now, there is one more word with me that I want to share, that is rigmarole. Recently, I learned this word rigmarole. And I would not say this word is used very commonly. No, it's not. But for the sake of my own
What is
knowledge,
what is the meaning of this word?
rigmarole means a long
Rigmarole.
and complicated procedure. A long and complicated procedure. I can give you an example, or whenever we go to banks,
Hmm.
they always go for long, they always go for a long procedure. They
Okay.
ask for your sign, they ask for
Yeah.
your documents, or if you miss any documents, they will make you go home, they will make you bring the same document one more time. So this
Yeah.
process is called rigmarole, that we have to go through a rigmarole every time. So I don't like it.
Yeah. Whenever I come across this kind of situation, I'm in banking situation, so it's like a rigmarole situation.
everywhere. Like if you go to hospital, last time I went to hospital, there I had a problem, and the doctor was asking for my blood test, that who will carry his blood, uh, his or her blood test reports with him or her.
Yeah, yes,
So
of course.
in private sectors, you will see that you have to go through a rigmarole. If you want to withdraw your amount, if you want to summit, or what do we call, yes, deposit, sorry, whenever you want to deposit your amount, then you have to go through a rigmarole. So this is not good. And believe me, I have really worked very hard to remember this. Every time I forget, and then I tell myself, okay, that's how it is used. And I try to associate with someone's name. Rigmarole means marole or something. So I play with myself.
Okay, okay, I got it. Like a scenario, you have created some scenario in your mind. I have to use
Mhm.
this word with that person.
Right.
Okay,
Like
that's
this.
superb. That's amazing. I will make sure I will use this method.
Hmm.
Okay. So earlier days, I mean, when I know about nowadays, you are absolutely okay. But earlier days, you had idea, like 10 year, 20 year ago, how to speak.
No, I was like you all. I started with basics. I was bad at English. I was not able to speak. But I would acknowledge one thing, that when I started working on my communication skills, I was a little bit good at vocabulary. That's why vocabulary has always been my favorite part. And
Okay,
I
maybe
don't know
you are
why.
you were a voracious reader earlier days. Maybe.
Voracious reader, not, I was not into reading very much. I used to read intermittently, not regularly, but intermittently I used to read.
Mhm.
I want to tell you one thing. I used to have a book. It was a grammar book. It had some translation from Hindi to English and English to Hindi. And at the end of that paragraph, it used to have some word meanings. And I used to go through those word meanings. I used to commit those word meanings to my memory. That's
Okay.
how I remember. And as I said, my vocabulary part was quite good when I started
Yeah, you
giving
have
class.
a rich vocabulary, really, really rich vocabulary. When I watch your videos, every time you use some advanced level vocabulary.
Yes, I would say that yes, I know a few words. And Ruby, the thing is, if you want to memorize words for a very long time, somewhere you have to use them so that you can recall. Otherwise, if I write, or if I only remember them, if I don't use them in my conversation, so after a certain period of time, I would certainly forget those words. So I do it for myself. I don't do it to flaunt people. Okay, Sunil knows this. No, it is my own practice, and the kind of teacher I really want to become. There, these words are nothing. Like, I do not know much. I know only 1%.
I am admiring your thought process. Even though you have a lot of experience, but you are telling that I don't know. I mean, I know only 1%.
Yes.
Yeah, I have these 2 to 3 questions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I
in
would
this,
like. Mhm.
yeah,
Yes,
in
go
this
on.
conversation, how many mistakes I have done? Have you noticed?
I really did
Maybe you
not
have.
notice, and but I would
Okay.
say, Ruby, go on practicing. Just practice the way you are doing it, and whenever you get any feedback, I think I might not be the right person to give you the feedback, because if I give you the feedback, the courage you have, the confidence you have, somewhere it might recede. So yes, one last thing, like the thing I noticed, whenever we use mistake, we never ever use done. We always use make. Have I made any mistakes?
Okay.
So
May-
if you want to be different from others, make sure you always say, I make mistakes, I don't make mistakes, or have I made mistakes? So whenever we use mistake, we have one fixed collocation with it, that is make mistakes. We never ever say do mistakes or commit mistakes. They are incorrect.
Yes, you have already shared this thing in your videos.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah, whatever feedback you have, please give me.
The feedback is, I would say that you were so calm. You heard me out, and this was the best thing about you. And I think today you did not speak much. I was on the speaking mode, so I did really.
Great conversation with you, really, really. I learned bunch of things in this session, in this conversation. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I also learned a lot from you. Take care. Bye.